If you are a public school teacher or an aspiring public school teacher, this video is for you. Good morning, teachers, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an update on the 300 peso reimbursement for communications expenses. This is to pay teachers' expenses in terms of communications in times of this pandemic. But unfortunately, Deped admits that the funds are insufficient. Deped Order Number 38 Series of 2020, or the guidelines authorizing payment of communication expenses of the Department of Education personnel relative to implementation of the alternative work arrangement for the year 2020. The Department of Education acknowledges that communication is vital in performing official tasks to serve the Filipino learners, especially during this time of pandemic. Hence, the policy to reimburse Deped personnel's communication expenses incurred during the implementation of the alternative work arrangement in 2020. But what is communication expense? It is the cost of using mobile phone and internet services incurred by Deped personnel to carry out their function during the implementation of the alternative work arrangement brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Expenses covered includes the cost of mobile postpaid plan, prepaid load card, electronic reloading, internet subscription fee, and other connected method or technology. How much is the reimbursement? The amount that may be reimbursed is 300 pesos per month or actual expense, whichever is lower. Who are eligible and what is the period covered? Deped personnel who are under the work from home arrangement from March 16, 2020 until December 31, 2020 as certified by their unit heads. Here are the requirements for reimbursement. Certification by authorized claimant stating that the actual communication expenses were incurred on the performance of official duties and responsibilities. Proof of purchase or payment. It could be an official receipt for the purchase of prepaid card or payment of postpaid line or internet subscription under the name of the claimant, or reimbursement expense report or RER together with screenshots or scanned copy of confirmation of mobile e-load showing the reference number and mobile number of the claimant, and accomplished obligation request and status or ORS with corresponding disbursement voucher or DV duly signed by head of office with attached list of claimants. Unfortunately, here is the bad news. The Department of Education acknowledges that 300 pesos per month reimbursement to our personnel is not enough for communications expenses related to the new learning delivery approach and in the alternative work arrangement that we are implementing now. Inasmuch as the department would want to reimburse their communication expenses for a higher amount, the department has its limitations, both in the funding cover and legal basis. The amount of 300 peso per month was identified based on the cost estimates per available 2020 funds. Also, Deped cannot release the reimbursement as an allowance approach since there is no legal basis to release such. And as prescribed by oversight agencies such as DBM and Commission on Audit, the grant of allowance is inappropriate for now because Deped's request to DBM for grant of authority to pay it in form of allowance is still unanswered. Proceeding to pay as allowance without submission of liquidation or documentation will be subject to disallowance by COA. Hence, the release of Deped Order 38 Series 2020, which serves as the reimbursement guidelines and procedure following the regular procedure per budgeting, accounting, and auditing rules in the use of government funds. We hope for your understanding as we provide what is due our personnel within our budget. Here is a Facebook post by Sir Angelo Uy thanking Deped for the care and love to our teachers and staff, saying communication expense reimbursement is real. Si Mr. Uy is from San Antonio, Binyan City. Ang masasabi ko lang sa iyo, sir, sana all!